Hello and welcome back to Privilege Chat, a podcast where two girls from different backgrounds come together to unveil the reality of modern society. I'm Loveleen.
And I'm Shivangi. In this episode, we are talking about something that's sort of different to what we usually do, but we're going to talk about the toxicity of one of considered one of the most pertinent function, functions of like our life, and that's it's sort of the reason why Lavleen and I both exist, and it's sort of the reason why all our listeners exist, as much as we hate our life. But it's parenthood. We're going to talk about something very different from our age group. So yeah.
Yeah, not only are we dabbling into a completely different demographic, we're also looking at we've come to realize that a lot of the privileges that we get and a lot of the trauma that we get is related to parenthood, right? And a lot of the way we lead our lives, or the way our lives are shaped, stems from the sort of parents we've had by default, for most of us by default. And yeah, which is exactly why we're going to look at it and dive a little deep into what uh, parenthood. We can't really talk about what parenthood is about, but we can talk about our experiences, and we
Yeah.
can, of sorts, not giving real life experiences, of course, because, and we will just try to keep this a light, quick session. And even though it's not
Yes.
directly related,
Talking about toxicity of parenthood is a very light session, guys. I hope you have like chai and everything with you. This is a very
yeah,
light session.
I think you will require something stronger than chai.
Yeah,
Things
probably like three fingers, length of three fingers. So yeah.
I have no idea what that's supposed to
You
mean, but
drink, you when you order drinks, don't you say I want three fingers?
yeah, I have no
Like
idea.
if this is your glass,
Yeah,
you say three fingers, so they'll fill it up to this like the length of three fingers.
yeah, I have never
Yeah,
heard
that's
that. I
the
just know
I
like
that
quarter and all of that. Like, I get that. That's how much you want it, but like I've
they do
never
that as
heard.
well.
How
Yeah,
devious.
I
But okay,
don't
very
ask how I know this. But yes,
okay.
go
We've
on.
clearly diverted from the topic, so we'll just move
Yeah,
back into it, right? I think we'll just start, or maybe Shwangi, if you want to take it forward, then just
yeah,
start with looking at how. In fact, something that you did introduce when you were introducing the topic, how parenthood
yeah.
has just become like a very, it's just become a thing that is supposed to be there more than a choice. So yeah,
Yeah.
take it forward.
So naturally, I think Laveen's already made it clear we're not the best people to comment about parenthood, and it might be possible in 10 years or something, our opinions might entirely change. But hey, that's life, right? So it's fine. But I think it's very, very obvious that parenthood is like I think the pressure of parenthood, the pressure to become parents is probably in Indian society much more than the pressure to be married. I think the entire pressure of having a child, no matter whether you are financially like stable or mentally stable, clearly, or just in terms of like whether you have the space, literally just a space to have another child, like a housing space to have another child. These factors are like not considered because maa baap to banna hi hai na. Like, it's just like you have to have a child, you have to have a legacy, you have to have some nanhi pari or nanha some other guy, I don't know, running in your house, because like that's what it is, right? Like that's and so the thing is, parenthood is obviously given this enigmatic kind of persona. Like if you become a parent, your life will change, and the kid is gonna change your perception about life. I think it's complete bull. Okay, like and I think it's complete bull to actually say that because of a child, your entire thing is going to be your entire life, your entire worries are going to just evaporate. So, that I don't think it's that simple, first of all. And secondly, this entire obligation, that you have to be a parent, even when you are not cut out to be. Because it's a hard fact we don't want to admit, right? Like, there are so many people I can list who are not cut out to be parents. It doesn't mean they're bad human beings or whatever. It just means they have like bigger priorities in life than, attending to a child. Maybe they haven't reached their full potential yet. Maybe like they are still mentally very, very, engaged and involved with whatever happened in their past. And they're not able to disconnect that and give their child the love and affection and especially time that they deserve. So yeah, I don't think parenthood should be an obligation because
Mm-hmm.
not everybody's a good parent and it's not a bad thing. It doesn't make you a evil person or whatever. It just means you're not cut out for it. And like Shakespeare said, and I will pass the mic to Laveen after this, our non-existent mic. But like Shakespeare said, everybody has a role to play, right? Life is a stage. Some people are born to be parents, some people are not, and it's fine. Just don't become parents if you're not like, set out to be one. If you don't think like a caregiving, nurturing person, no matter whether you want to be a dad or a mom. It's just as simple. Both of them have to be caring and nurturing. It's not a mom feature at all. So a dad feature as well. So a lot of Indian fathers don't get, but let me go on. Before I start going on about how Indian dads don't understand the concept of caring and nurturing and talking sweetly.
You see, you've already gone out on quite a rant, but
Yes.
to be much more
My
concise than Shivangi has been, um, what we're essentially trying to put forth is that parenthood uh, is sort of like a thing that it's, I think it's accepted as a milestone in life, but it really doesn't have to be. When your life could be so much more about having a baby, honestly. And I feel like people make their whole life about their baby, and parents are expected to make their whole life about their baby when they've barely gotten to live their own life, right? And they're pushed into this business of manufacturing the perfect project child. And as much as you might feel like, yeah, but like the parents care about the child, it feels like they're pushed into it. I think it's the one stage in life that any person, that most people are the least prepared for. You
yeah.
And it's almost like people, every stage in life has its own transition phase, right? You go from being even in school, even if you see the education system for that matter, you don't drop from studying all subjects in your 10th grade to going directly into college where you're majoring in something. You go from that phase to like choosing a streamline in your JC, and then you go. But parenthood doesn't have that transition, right? And nobody ever has the experience. There is no possible way that people are going to get the experience or find it as their calling to be a parent. Like, hey, nobody's waking up one day and they've finished a course and they now know exactly how to be the perfect parents, right? Every set of parents messes their child up in a different way. So I think that is exactly what makes it completely unfair to push it upon to someone to tell them that, hey, the time is ticking, it's time you become parents, right? Because I feel like there are people who spend their entire lives not knowing how to be parents, I think. And like Shivangi said, we can name innumerous people who just don't know how to be parents, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just the burden of them, but it's also the burden of a child who didn't get to live their childhood because they didn't have somebody to provide a childhood. And when we say provide
Yeah.
a childhood, we don't just mean it in a financial aspect, or like Shivangi named, like financial in the terms of having the space for a child, but also to have the mental space for a child, right? Like, there might be people who just don't care about a child, and it's completely fine to not care about children. They're just children. Just too much credit has been given to children for being children.
No, children have to be given a lot of time and care. The reason people turn out to be vicious
Yeah.
animals is because they were never
Yeah,
given.
definitely. That's exactly what I'm saying. That children do require care because they're really dumb. They do require care. But the thing is that not every older
They're not
person,
dumb. They are just
they're not
unaware.
completely formed. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's not their
Yeah.
fault, but they've not completely developed.
I'm the biggest I'm the biggest baby activist there is.
Yeah.
So I will not hear things like babies being called dumb. Dumb.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Don't take dumb as an insult.
Parents,
Take it as a fact.
but they
They,
can.
well, in that sense. Anyway, babies aren't completely developed, which is why they require that amount of care. And it shouldn't be an insult when somebody cannot give that amount of care. It shouldn't be expected of somebody to care for a child, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To be cut out, to be made like you can't expect a journalist to be an ad advertiser and an advertiser to be a journalist. You can't expect somebody who's just a non-nurturing person to be a nurturing person. It's like trying to change their own whole entire personality. And to everybody who's like an activist out there of like, this defines me and this is who I am and let people be, right? How do you expect people to just become parents? Which we have like a whole hypothesis sort of solution for, but I think we'll just keep that towards the end, maybe.
Yeah, don't spoil it right now.
Don't
That's the best
spoil
thing
it.
about our episode.
Yeah. All right. And I think that's the whole reason that we're making this episode.
Yeah, because we're very proud of our baby child. Not baby.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Brain child.
Brainchild.
God. Babies have overtaken my brain right now. So
Yeah.
like you have to talk right now.
Yeah,
baby, baby.
Shivangi is like a very baby person and I'm like a very
I'm like
anti-baby
the
person.
yeah, I love babies. I'm like
I
a
do
very
like
wise
babies.
Patel, I think. Like
Okay, so
this is
now
probably wrong.
now
Yeah.
this podcast is just turning into us selling Shivangi. Oh my god, I hate immersive view because it's ulta. Us selling us selling Shivangi as the perfect wife. That's what it's going to be. We're going to so
I love it that it's all of this
It's
effort
Rishta.
for a person who does not want to get married.
As of now. See, this is exactly what society this is exactly what society does. They're like parents ने बनना अभी नहीं ना बाद में तो हो जाएगा. And it's the same thing with marriage and it's the same thing with parenthood as well. And if it feels really bad of me telling the same thing to Shivangi as a joke, it's what society does to young married people. It's just like baby chahiye. Let's where is it? Where is put the oil
like
in? Need baby.
Like the weirdest thing is you know how they never ask young couples whether they want a baby. The mother and all these grandmothers like मुझे बच्चा, मुझे एक नाती चाहिए, मुझे एक
छोटा नन्हा something to play with. टॉय है क्या?
खरीद लो ना, खरीद लो आप जाके यार. इतने अनाथ आश्रम में है ऑलरेडी. इनको क्यों ट्रॉमा दे रहे हो? एंड इनका ट्रॉमा बच्चों में जा रहा है, which is exactly what Lovelina and I actually feel. We feel like people just it's something that Lovelina and I have intentionally spoken about. Don't ask why, but we have, and we genuinely feel that like when parents give birth to children, like everybody has seen a baby getting delivered. Okay, like if you haven't seen it physically, you've seen it on movies. You know exactly what comes, right? A lady cries like she's some banshee. She screams like a banshee. There's a bloody baby. Then the father is like, oh my god, blood, I will not touch it. And then like they wipe the baby clean, like they wrap him around with a towel and then they give it to the mother. And then the mother looks at the not stupid face, very beautiful face of the baby. And she's like crying and she's like, oh my god, he looks like you, he has your nose. And these people just forget their trauma for that minute because of that cute baby. They're like, oh my god, now this baby is in my life and nothing is ever going to go wrong again in my life. My past is forgotten. That's what's so crazy, right? Is your past ever forgotten? Or do you just use the baby as like
a
replacement, as a punching bag and a distraction for all your past troubles? Do you not? Like, don't parents push their trauma to their children? Just think about it. Take a minute to think about it.
No. Pause the video, take a minute. We're not wasting a minute here. Okay?
If you want,
if you want, just pause the video and then come back in a minute. Cry. Jao, ro dho kar aao, get yourself a box of tissues. Realize, oh my god, what is happening to me? But okay. we'll move ahead. What Shvangi is saying, how they pass. And have you ever seen all of these parents are so much like, oh my god, my baby and all of that, but they need the clean baby. And that's where your trauma starts. They don't want a blurry baby. They want a clean baby. It's like wrapped.
Who wants blood out of your, like, that part?
Yeah,
Like,
but
who
then
wants
it's
blood?
not that they will instantly start loving the baby just because it's the baby, right?
No, but even
There
if
are
like
expectations everywhere. This is a symbol.
you're
No, it's a metaphor.
Lovely, you're
It's
reading
a
too much.
metaphor.
You are reading too much into this. Okay, no. If a dog is filled with mud, it's like covered with mud.
But the
Who's
dog is
gonna
not
hug him?
mine.
Nobody. If it's your dog and it's covered in mud, who's gonna touch it?
No, but I'm just saying that it's a metaphor that everything in life has expectations. Just because
This
it's
is
your
not some
own.
poetry. It's not
It is
slam
to me.
poetry right now.
Just to me.
No.
This. Our
It's not a
listeners are going to
metaphor.
understand it. Deep listeners are going to understand it.
कौन छुएगा खून को मुझे ये बताओ.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that there
अपना ही
are
खून है. I understand that.
you just want to make a point at this point, right?
No,
What
it
yeah,
makes no sense.
yeah. Stop fighting like a married couple. Stop it.
But it makes no sense.
But it does. You're just not understanding enough of it. Doesn't matter. It's fine. You don't have to be the best at everything. Okay. Completely lost my train of thought. But what we were discussing was that parents do pass on their trauma to their children, right? And it's not just things that a child is unable to do, but it's also pressing their own expectations of themselves and reflecting their own insecurities onto the child. Because if you've been a child, if you've been an Indian child, you've possibly heard your parents say that I don't want this life for you because I'm trying to give you the life that I couldn't have, or the life that I couldn't create for myself. But do we really want that life? Do we really want that? And the thing is that you can make your decisions and you can make your choices in a good privileged life. If you have that much choice, you can. But for most people watching this video, you probably possibly can, because you have that kind of access to make your choice after a certain point in life. But for most of your life, all the decisions that end up that help you end up where you are already taken by your parents. And it's all, and somehow, even when you're a child and you're not understanding and you don't have the capacity to understand what is going on, there's still trauma that is being passed on to you. And there's still trauma that the parents can't deal with, that they're just enforcing on their child, which is exactly what makes us feel that how much of parenthood is supposed to be all happy and all nice and all I know my child and I care for my child, when most of it is just sad and dark. So,
yeah, and
please go ahead.
like the child is also not just used as a distraction, but also, let's say the child is academically brilliant or like brilliant in anything, okay? Then the child is used as a trophy. That whatever the parents didn't achieve, the child's gonna achieve it for them. And more often than not, like I think a recent movie, I think it was Shahid Kapoor's movie Jersey, where I think the father was a failed cricketer, and then his son wanted a jersey, and he was like, "No, if my dream wasn't fulfilled, but I need to fulfill his dream and everything," which is like, I mean, of course, superficially it's cute and everything, but you realize what's driving it right now? It's driving a parent to help a child succeed is not that whether the child is going to be happy after succeeding in that particular aspect or not. It's going to be the fact that, the child is just your part. It's become your appendage, really. It's not a separate entity anymore. It's just an extension of your ego and what you wanted to achieve but failed at. And you see this a lot in terms of like young students, and it's so weird. Like you can't even call it disgusting because you understand where they're coming from. They were never ready to be parents. They're screwing it up because others screwed their life for them. And you see that like they have absolutely no way to control it. But it's still just shift trauma and more pressure into that child's life. And it really, really ruins people because they set unrealistic standards for themselves. Like kids set like unrealistic standards for themselves. And then when they don't succeed, they're like, oh, I'm going to just lose my parents' attention and everything. So it's just very, very deep, I feel, like the entire issue of shifting down trauma and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely not as easy and surface level as we are discussing. And it's also not going to be very well discussed, the entire idea of shifting trauma, because we're not professionals. But I think it is easy enough, or like the surface level is easy enough to understand that a lot of toxic parenthood comes from not being prepared. That's the essential point we're making. And like I was discussing earlier as well, like right before what Shwangi was saying, that a lot of it is just parents' expectations from their self, excuse me, that they're reflecting onto their child, that I couldn't have this, so I might either create it for you, or I will live all of my insecurities through your successes. I'll try to forget my trauma and I'll try to forget my past by trying to make this child a project. Like it's like you were saying, Shivangi. I'm so sorry. Like you were saying, Shivangi, the child is suddenly treated like a trophy. And that is mostly because the child is seen as an accomplishment rather than just another human being. I feel like parents and children, I think this is likewise, they forget to see each other as human beings. Like this is also another fully capable human being. And I know that this is projected a lot towards the children, that children forget to see their parents as humans, and children just look at parents as parents not having their own life. But I think like parents forget that as well. Parents also forget that this person can not just be a reflection of me and can be their own individual person. And it's not as surface level as they don't understand me, or my parents don't understand where I'm coming from, they can't relate to me, they can't resonate with me. It's very much more complex. It's just the parents' subconscious thinking they're right because they've seen this child, because they see their child as a tiny human being who's incapable of having their own opinions. So they feel like what we're doing, it's just their subconscious telling them that they're right all the time. Which is why, again, our hypothesis question, our solution. But well, do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, I think like the only thing I can add right now is like just going to like repeat the topic again and again because
Yeah,
I think we've made quite excellent points about how parenthood is first of all toxic and forced upon. Not it should not be an obligation, thirdly, and everything.
yeah,
And like how parenthood is really, I know people say just one small thing and we will move on to hypothesis. But I know how people say that parenthood is like the most selfless kind of thing you can do. I feel it's the most selfish kind of thing you have.
agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not selfless at all. So that's, I think I don't need to explain it. People understand
Yeah,
what I mean by it.
yeah. I
I'm
hope
not
they
even
do.
gonna go.
I think we're going to get so many parents just attack us. So many parents
As if
attacking
people
us.
listen to us.
That is very true. Shvangi, thanks for bringing me back to reality that I forgot after our quite a long break. But yes, if any parent listens to this, they're possibly going to attack us. Like, how dare you call us selfless? I give my phone pasina to you and trauma the free mein aa gaya. That's not my fault, of course. But yes, Shivangi, thank you so much for summarizing the entire episode in such concise and apt manner. Um, we just have, I think, to conclude of sorts, we're just going to pose our solution, which is very one-dimensional.
I know we're 20 years old, so like
Yeah, don't come at us, but it is that.
don't
And
like hate us
we just
also if 10 years down the line
we think that
something
we're
else.
dumb. Yeah. Just two things. One is, of course, get therapy. please just get therapy and not in a pseudo therapist format, like actual therapy. And the other one is a parent eligibility test. Now, Shivangi and I are both very competitive academic people who love tests. And we love tests as long as we do amazing in them. So,
which we always do. So,
which we always, yes, of course. So, our solution to this entire problem is the parent eligibility test. Now, you might wonder, what does a parent eligibility test mean, Loveleen? How are we going to understand? What we're basically talking about is before somebody becomes a parent, right? Before having their baby, they need to pass a set of tests that makes sure that they are going to be good parents. And if they score as high as the required, if they pass the test, only then they can become parents. Otherwise, it's a no-no. You can't have a baby. You're not even allowed to try to have a baby. You can't have a baby. It's that.
And it's not just a simple written test, okay? It's not like, okay, if a baby cries, do you give them food or do you change the nappy? It's not things like that. It's going to be a physical test. It's going to have like very, very like ekdam twisted psychological questions. It's going to be like a VR thing and everything. And it's going to be a very, very practical test. Like it's not a
you'll also be given like a test baby and all of that. And you can't ruin them. And you will also be given like babies of different ages, because what if you can handle like a 0-year-old baby, but like 5 years may you're like you, so like different ages and all of that. Yeah. And essentially all of that will be there, and it needs to be like sorted out a little. Like we'll sort out the details, but contact us. Like this is the best solution. Shivangi was saying something.
If nobody noticed, we very carefully picked out the name parent eligibility test, because when abbreviated, it is pronounced as PET. So, and which is very, very true, because you are literally giving birth to a pet. So all those 9 months of pregnancy, if you are giving birth or like whatever adoption, we haven't decided about that. But yes,
adoption, there's already like a financial aspect added, right? तो उधर तो background check हो ही जाता है that whether they can be parents and all of that. But yes, this will be applicable for adoption as well. I'm declaring it. It's applicable for adoption as well. That even if you want to adopt a baby, you have to do it. Even though like I think adopted babies have better lives, because like there's a lot of aspects that are looked into before a person is allowed to adopt a baby. Also like the compatibility of the couple, because like if it's like an couple that together cannot parent, like they cannot be good co-parents, that's the right word. If they cannot be good co-parents, then they won't be allowed, because well, if you can't be good co-parents, then the baby is going to doesn't work. So like together you need to pass the test. ऐसे नहीं कि एक पास हो गया एक नहीं हुआ तो चल जाएगा. नहीं. Both have to pass it like in a good manner. Yes.
Then is the solution something that Sanjay Gandhi was doing few years ago and everybody was hating at him? We'll just stop having natural babies. Just everybody just adopt, because every adopted baby, getting a good life.
Yeah, that's what people should do. I've always been saying there are way too many babies lying around without parents. So until वो सब खत्म नहीं हो जाते, उनका stock जब तक खत्म नहीं होता है, people should not have more babies. Like just finish those babies.
But what about the fact that their parents feel that there should be another ugly counterpart that looks like them in the world? They're like, we don't want to adopt because we want somebody who looks like us.
Yeah, we'll give like plastic surgery or something. I don't care. That's like the least logical explanation.
That's not a valid argument. You can move out.
Yeah.
Like you go to
just leave the country. In Shivangi and Loveleen land, only this works.
This is what happens when you get born on the same day as Honorable Prime Minister.
Yes, you just leave the country if you don't agree with me. That is how it works. I just want, man, every day I realize how much more I am. Every single day is just another realization that I'm not very different than the supreme leader, of course. Yeah. We just say this like everybody knows my birthday. Everybody knows
Yeah.
what we're talking about. Everybody's seen the entire Privilege Check, her episode dekha hai, so they know what this running gag is.
Stands or something. Yeah, they're the privilege check, stand, squad,
Yeah.
phantom, whatever.
Right.
They're the privilegators, like arenators, they're the privilegators.
Checkers.
They're the checkers. Ayo
Ew.
to my checkers in the audience.
Yeah, checkers in the house. Like, I think checkers is a better name, but we should stop it. We're just going to keep saying checkers until it catches on. Just be like,
Yeah.
and there'll just be like one person in the room, yeah, checkers.
Probably going to be somebody that's our friend. That's how it's
Yeah,
going to be.
possibly like our friend, just one mutual friend that Shivangi and I have, who we've possibly like bullied into coming and being like, yeah, checkers.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Like-
letting out too many cigarettes right now.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that is it for the episode.
Oh, yes, that is it for the episode. I almost forgot what is she waiting for. Like, thank you everyone for watching. What is it? Thank you for listening to Privilege Check. Guys, I'm sorry, it's been 2 months. I almost forgot my outro. Thank you for listening to Privilege Check podcast. If you like this episode, then please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from.
And don't forget to follow us on our social media. That's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter at Privilege Check. That's PRIVILEGECHK. Don't forget, we are also available on YouTube, so you can definitely subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get notifications of every time we are about and talking. You can also hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. And other than that, here's to an enlightened life.